Hey there, I'm Sarah Thompson. I'm 32 and living the suburban dream with my husband, Michael, and our adorable 5-year-old Emily. We've got the whole setup, cute little house, white picket fence, and all that jazz. I'm killing it at my marketing job, and Michael's out there shaping young minds as a high school teacher. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not exactly. Enter Evelyn, my mother-in-law from hell. It seems like her life's mission is to drive me absolutely insane. Just the other day, I was getting Emily ready for school when my phone buzzed. Sarah, dear, I hope you're not sending Emily to school in those dreadful overalls again. A proper lady should always look her best. I rolled my eyes so hard I nearly saw my brain. Thanks for the concern, Evelyn, but Emily loves those overalls. She's comfortable, and that's what matters. Well, I suppose you know best, she replied in that tone that screamed the exact opposite. Michael, bless his heart, tries to keep the peace, but it's like he's walking a tightrope. Last Sunday at dinner was a prime example. Mom, this roast is delicious, Michael said, trying to lighten the mood. Evelyn beamed. Thank you, sweetheart. I used your grandmother's secret recipe. Sarah, dear, I'd be happy to teach you sometime. Lord knows Michael could use a home-cooked meal more often. I gritted my teeth. Thanks, Evelyn, but Michael seems to enjoy my cooking just fine. Of course, dear. I'm sure your creative dishes are very interesting, she said, her words dripping with condescension. Michael gave me an apologetic look, but I was already counting to 10 in my head. And then there's Natalie, Michael's sister. She's all smiles and support on the surface, but I've caught those side eyes and whispered comments. Oh, Sarah, that promotion must be so exciting, she said at her last family barbecue. It's amazing how you balance work and family. I could never leave my kids with strangers all day. I wanted to snap back that daycare workers aren't strangers, but I bit my tongue. No need to stir up more drama. Despite all the tension, we still have moments of peace, like last night after Emily was tucked in. Michael and I curled up on the couch. You know, I love our little family, he said, pulling me close. I smiled, feeling the stress of the day melt away. Me too. Emily's growing up so fast, isn't she? Yeah, she is, he said. Sarah, I know my mom can be difficult, and I really appreciate how patient you are. I sighed. It's not easy, but I know she loves Emily. I just wish she'd ease up a bit. Michael nodded. I'll talk to her again. I knew it probably wouldn't change much, but I appreciated the effort. That night, as I drifted off to sleep, I couldn't help but wonder how long we could keep this delicate balance. Something had to give eventually, right? Little did I know, our world was about to be turned upside down in ways I couldn't have imagined. I was knee-deep in PowerPoint slides the next day when my phone buzzed. Evelyn's name flashed on the screen. Great, just what I needed before my big presentation. I almost declined the call, but something made me answer. Before I could say hello, I heard Evelyn's voice, sharp and serious. Natalie, are you there? Good. We need to finalize our plan for the gathering. I froze, my finger hovering over the end call button. I knew I shouldn't eavesdrop, but something told me I needed to listen. I've been thinking, Mom, Natalie's voice chimed in, sounding hesitant. Are you sure this is the best way to get Emily? My heart stopped. Get Emily? What the hell? Of course it is, Evelyn snapped. That woman is completely unfit to raise our Emily. Did you see how she let her run around in those filthy clothes at the park? I bit my lip, remembering how Emily had begged to wear her favorite play clothes. But kidnapping? Isn't that a bit extreme? Natalie sounded nervous. It's not kidnapping if it's for Emily's own good, Evelyn insisted. Now here's what we'll do. During the family picnic, you'll distract Sarah with that work nonsense she's always on about. I'll take Emily to the bathroom, but instead, we'll head straight to your car. My hands shook as I fumbled to start recording. This couldn't be happening. What about Michael? Natalie asked. Oh, please, that boy can barely tie his shoes without my permission, Evelyn scoffed. They'll come around once he sees how much better Emily's life will be with us. The call ended abruptly, and I stared at my phone in disbelief. When Michael got home, I practically ambushed him at the door. You need to listen to this. Now. I played the recording, watching his face change from confusion to disbelief, then to anger. This has to be some kind of joke, he said, shaking his head. Mom would never. Never what, Michael? Never try to steal our daughter. Never badmouth me behind my back? Wake up. Don't talk about my mother like that, he snapped. There has to be an explanation. An explanation? Did you even listen to the same conversation I did? They're planning to kidnap Emily. Maybe you misunderstood. Mom can be intense. But she loves Emily. She wouldn't do this. Michael's voice cracked, as if he was trying to convince himself more than me. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So what? You think I'm just making this up? I didn't say that, he backpedaled, rubbing his temples. But come on, Sarah, kidnapping. That's a bit much, don't you think? I stared at him in disbelief. A bit much. Michael, your mother and sister are literally plotting to take our daughter away from us. How are you not getting this? He ran his hands through his hair, clearly frustrated. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, this is real. What do you want to do about it? We need to confront them, I said firmly. Catch them in the act. His eyes widened in horror. You want to use our daughter as bait? Of course not, but we need to expose them. We can't just sit back and hope they'll change their minds. We argued back and forth for what felt like hours, both of us exhausted and tense. Finally, Michael slumped onto the couch, his face pale. I can't believe this is happening, he muttered. I sat beside him, taking his hand. I know it's hard to accept, but we need to protect our family. All of us. He nodded slowly. You're right, we'll set a trap at the picnic. But Sarah, if this turns out to be a misunderstanding. It won't be, I said, more confident than I felt. But if it is, I'll personally apologize to your mother. As we sat there planning how to outsmart Evelyn and Natalie, I couldn't help but wonder how we'd gotten to this point. How had our family become so fractured that kidnapping seemed like a viable option to them? One thing was clear, after this, nothing would ever be the same. The family picnic was in full swing, but my stomach was in knots. Michael and I exchanged a tense look as we put our plan into action. Emily, sweetie, Mommy and Daddy need to grab something from the car. Stay here and play, okay? We walked away, hearts pounding, and ducked behind a nearby tree. Sure enough, Evelyn swooped in like a vulture. Emily dear, come with Grandma. I have a surprise for you. As they started walking away, Michael's face went pale. Oh God, they're really doing it, he whispered. We burst from our hiding spot, sprinting toward them. Stop right there, I shouted. The whole family turned to stare. Evelyn froze, Emily's hand still in hers. What's going on? One of Michael's cousins asked. What's going on is that Evelyn and Natalie were trying to kidnap our daughter. I spat, my voice trembling with anger. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Evelyn's face hardened. Don't be ridiculous. I was just taking her to the bathroom. Cut the crap, Mom, Michael said, his voice shaking. We heard you planning this on the phone. Natalie's eyes widened. You heard? Every word, I confirmed. How you think I'm an unfit mother? How you were going to take Emily and raise her yourselves? Murmurs of shock spread through the family. Evelyn's grip on Emily tightened. You don't understand. Sarah's poisoning Emily against us. She's turning Michael against his own family. I scoffed. Are you kidding me? You're the one who's been manipulating everyone. Michael's aunt stepped forward. Evelyn, is this true? Have you been lying to us? Of course not. Evelyn protested, but the cracks were showing. I've only ever wanted what's best for this family. Michael's cousin spoke up. Wait, remember when you told us Sarah refused to let Emily come to the family reunion? Sarah, is that true? I shook my head. Emily had the flu that weekend. We couldn't travel. More revelations followed, years of Evelyn's lies unraveling before our eyes. Natalie, looking pale and shaken, finally broke. I can't do this anymore, Mom. Tell them the truth. Natalie, be quiet, Evelyn hissed. No, I'm done, Natalie said, her voice trembling. Everyone needs to know. Mom's been manipulating all of us for years. She made up stories about Sarah to turn us against her. She even faked being sick last Christmas to guilt Michael into missing Sarah's family gathering. The family erupted in shocked exclamations. Evelyn's face contorted with rage. You ungrateful little brats, she shrieked. After everything I've done for this family. She turned to the crowd, eyes wild. You're all going to believe these lies. I'm the victim here. They're trying to turn you all against me. But her words fell flat. The family had seen her true colors. Michael gently took Emily's hand from Evelyn's grasp. It's over, Mom. You need help. Evelyn's face crumpled, then hardened. Fine. Side with her. But don't come crawling back when she ruins your life. With that, she stormed off, Natalie trailing behind her, looking defeated. The family gathered around us, murmuring apologies and sharing shocked conversations. The weeks following the picnic were a whirlwind. Michael and I made the difficult decision to cut all ties with Evelyn and Natalie. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary for our family's healing. Are you sure about this? Michael asked one night, his voice heavy with emotion. I squeezed his hand, feeling the weight of our decision. We have to for Emily's sake, for our sake. We threw ourselves into creating a loving, stable environment for Emily. Family game nights became a regular thing, filled with laughter and silly jokes. Mom, Dad, look, I built a castle, Emily exclaimed one evening, proudly displaying her block creation. Michael grinned. That's amazing, sweetie. You're quite the architect. As we focused on our little family, news of Evelyn's actions spread like wildfire through the community. Her carefully crafted image crumbled overnight. Did you hear? Evelyn's been asked to step down from the charity board. Michael's cousin told us over coffee. I tried not to feel satisfaction, but it was hard. How's she taking it? I asked, sipping my drink. Not well. She's become a bit of a recluse. Natalie confessed to some financial irregularities at Mom's behest. Michael informed me later, his face troubled. They're both facing legal troubles now. I shook my head. I can't say I'm surprised. Your mom always did think she was above the law. As Evelyn's world imploded, ours flourished. I threw myself into my work, impressing my bosses with my dedication and creativity. Sarah, we'd like to offer you the position of marketing director, my manager announced one day. I was floored. Really? Wow, thank you. Michael, too, found new purpose. He was offered a position as department head at his school. They want me to lead the English department, he said, beaming. Can you believe it? I absolutely can, I replied, hugging him tight. You're going to be amazing. Emily blossomed in the newfound peace of our home. Gone was the anxious child who fretted over pleasing her grandmother. In her place was a confident, happy little girl. Mommy, can I join the soccer team? She asked one day, her eyes shining with excitement. Of course you can, sweetheart. We'll sign you up this weekend. Before we knew it, our wedding anniversary rolled around. As we sat on our porch watching the sunset, I couldn't help but reflect on our journey. Can you believe how far we've come? I mused, leaning into Michael's embrace. He chuckled, from family drama to domestic bliss. Who would have thought? We made it through together, I said softly. That's what matters. Michael nodded, pulling me closer. I'm so grateful for you, Sarah. For our family. We're stronger than ever. As the last rays of sunlight dipped below the horizon, I felt a deep sense of peace. We had faced our demons, stood our ground, and come out stronger. Our little family was thriving, free from toxic influences. And as for Evelyn and Natalie, they were learning the hard way that actions have consequences. But that was their journey now, not ours. We had a bright future to look forward to, filled with love, laughter, and the unbreakable bond of our family. The story has come to an end, but I have a question for you. If you were in Michael's position, could you ever truly forgive your mother for attempting to kidnap your child? Or would you, like Sarah and Michael, choose to cut all ties despite years of family history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspectives on family, forgiveness, and protecting your children are valuable to this community. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more like it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more engaging content your way. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to reading your responses.